have some coffee.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you the joke. I want you to listen, right? And I am recording the joke right now. I'm recording, right? And the joke talks about two sailors, right? They were from Greece, so yeah, they're Greek men, and they were traveling to London, right? For transport and for an export and whatever. And so, while their ship was being unloaded, one sailor said to another, "Hey, why don't we go to some of these Protestant church to visit for a visit? Because we haven't heard about the Protestant church." But one sailor said to another, "But we don't speak English. What are we going to do at the church?" And the other sailor said, "No, let's just go there for a visit, right? We don't have to say anything, right? We go to the church. I want to know about it because I'm very curious to know that church. And we do the following: we go to the church, and we sit right in the back seat, right? And whatever they do, we just follow. We just copy, right? When they stand up, we stand up. When they sit down, we sit down. When they kneel down, we kneel down. And the other sailor said, "Okay, let's go." So they decided to go. It was Sunday. And so they arrived at the church, and the service was already going on. And the two sailors enter at the church. And right on the back seat, there was a man, and they sat behind the man. The service was going, and people were singing, and whatever. And the sermon came, and the pastor started to preach, to talk. And after the sermon, the pastor started talking to everybody. And the two, they were like, "Oh, I didn't understand anything, right? We didn't understand anything." In a certain moment of the service, the pastor was giving an announcement, and the man that was sat in front of the two sailors stood up, and the two sailors stood up also, and everybody at the church looked back, and they started to laugh. They started to laugh, and the two sailors said, what happened?" Everybody at the church, they are looking at us, and they felt so disappointed and embarrassed. And okay, that's right. And when the service finished, the preacher was at the door and say, "Hey, welcome to the church. It was a pleasure to have you here. You can come back again." And the two sailors realized that the speaker was able to speak Greek. Yes, he was able to speak Greek. And they greeted the speaker, and they said, "Can we ask a question?" And the speaker said, "Yes, of course." You're talking in a certain moment at the service, right? So you talk to a man, and the man that was sitting in front of us stood up, and we stood up also, and everybody at the church looked back, and they started to laugh at us. So what happened? Ah, the preacher said, "Don't worry, don't worry." At that time, at the service, I was giving the announcement. I was giving the announcement, and I asked for the father of, because we're going to have a baptism next Sunday, and I asked for the father of the child, because the congregation, they don't know him. I asked for the father of the kid to stand up for everybody to get to know him.